What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another one of my sit down little chit chat videos. I'm so glad to have you here because today we're going to be talking about setting boundaries and to stop people pleasing. This is something I have personally experienced. I grew up, trying to please everybody else so much so that I was doing things that were not in alignment to me. I didn't want to do them and I wasn't really sure how to set boundaries with people, right? So maybe you know what I'm talking about. Maybe this sounds familiar, maybe this is you now and you're like, oh, yes, I'm a huge people pleaser. I need to learn how to set boundaries. Or maybe you're already on that process of already doing it and you need a good reminder to move forward. So let's get into it. So let's start with that first. Close your eyes and think about a time that you committed to something or you did something that you really wanted to say no and you did not. You weren't in alignment with it and you did it for maybe that other person. You didn't want to let them down. You didn't want them to be mad at you, but deep down you knew like that's just not what you wanted to do. And again, maybe it was because you were afraid of hurting their feelings, afraid they would be mad at you, just whatever it is, just think about a time where you said yes to something when you really wanted to say no. Now think back to what emotions come up. Is it anxiety? Is it guilt? Is it resentment? Is it anger with that person, with yourself, with the circumstance? What emotions are coming up for you right now? And now I want you to think about, why could you not say no? Why did you not say no if you weren't feeling like that's something you wanted to do? What were you afraid of? Why were you choosing to please the other person and do something else instead of pleasing yourself? Get honest with yourself, get real, get uncomfortable here, right? And ask yourself why. Right, so I want you to take a look at this and see it as protecting your energy, protecting your aura, bubble, whatever you want to call it, right? Your energy is so precious. And if you're doing things for others and they're just depleting you, but you're not being true to you, you're going to not feel like you're satisfied, you're happy, you're fulfilled because you're doing everything for everybody else and you're not setting boundaries and you're not doing what's true to you and people pleasing. And this might just be like hanging out with friends when really you knew like you just needed self-time to recharge and regroup, or you had to do work to do, but instead you had FOMO and you didn't want to make them upset, whatever it may be. You need to look at this as preserving your energy because it is so important. And it's important to really absorb how you feel and think and act when you're around certain people, certain environments, doing certain activities, and really getting in tune with, what am I feeling? Am I feeling like resentful, or am I excited and I want to do this? Am I feeling like guilty because I like deep down don't want to, but I'm saying yes and I feel guilty because I'm beating myself up because I'm not being true to me? What is it? Like, you want to be aware of like what these activities, what these people, what these environments do for you. So going forward, you can get really more in tune with your body, your energy, yourself, to then be able to set the boundaries in a politeful way, right? Because no one is in charge of your life. Only you are in charge. No one gets to tell you what you have to do, when you have to do it. It's you are in charge of your own life. You get to choose what decisions you want to make. You get to choose what activities you want to do. You get to choose who your friends are. You get to choose when you hang out with them. You have the choice. And it's so important to realize like it's your choice, and when you're doing it because you want to, you show up better. You're excited, you laugh. Like for me, I used to do things and I would just be in this event thinking about like, I wish I said no, why am I here? And I was starting to resent these people and I was feeling guilty and I regretted it because I wasted time. But I had no one else to blame but myself because I wasn't being true to myself and I was people pleasing and I didn't set the boundaries, right? And if you feel the pressure of, your friends or whatever, in life we evolve and we grow. You're going to outgrow friends. You're going to outgrow activities and things you want to do. And that is okay. This is your life. It's part of your evolution of growing as a human being. So it's okay to say no if that doesn't feel aligned to you, if it doesn't serve you anymore, right? And of course, it makes sense if you have the fear of people getting mad at you or not liking you. Like, that's human nature, that's normal. But I want you to think about it for a second. Like, do you really want to be friends with that person who truly doesn't understand and respect your decisions or not? Like, do you really want to be friends with that person who's going to get mad at you when you say, you know what, you're just not in the mood to go out to dinner tonight. You really just need like a self-care night? Like, think about that. That's a toxic friend if they're not going to understand and respect you, your decisions in your life. I have realized that like, I don't want people who don't understand where I'm coming from or don't respect my decisions. I want friends and people in my life who support me, who understand me, who I don't have to lie to say I don't want to do something. Like, how many times have you made up a lie like, oh, I gotta go to my grandmother's house, when you really just don't want to help your friend? Like, I don't want to lie to my friends. I bet you don't either. And I certainly don't want to resent them or myself for doing it after. So like thinking future tense, like how am I going to feel after this? Am I going to feel glad and excited I did it? Or am I going to resent myself or feel guilty and hold anger because I said yes when I really should have said no? Gotta think future tense. And like, yeah, I don't want people around who aren't gonna understand me for that, right? So a few things to do going forward is, one, again, start paying attention to how you feel when you're around certain people, certain environments, and certain activities. Because you do not need to do anything you don't want to do, anything you don't feel excited about, anything you don't feel aligned about. You don't need to do them. You have the choice to say no. And you have the choice to spend your time and your energy in something that's something you do want to do, something that excites you, versus wasting it on other people because you want to please them versus pleasing yourself, right? If you're doing it for other people, then you're living life for them and not for yourself. And this is your life, right? Like, would your friends do this for you? Maybe they're people pleasers too. Maybe they need to watch this video. It's okay to set boundaries. So be really observant of how you feel, how you think when you're around certain people and situations. Second thing is, and next time someone asks you to do something, think future tense. Is this something I want to do? Am I doing this for myself or for them? How am I going to feel after it? Again, am I going to resent them? Am I going to wish I didn't do it? Or am I going to be like, yes, I feel good. This is what I wanted to do. I chose to do this because I wanted to. Put yourself in that future tense. So then you can do it. Like, you don't have to give a response. Be like, can I get back to you? Or like, just give me a second to let me see how I'm feeling about that, and just be honest. And maybe you have to open that communication with your family or your friends and being like, you guys, I'm learning to set boundaries because I feel like I'm spreading myself too thin, and I need help to stop the people pleasing and to set boundaries. I just want you to know that if I say no in the future, it's nothing personal. It's just I need to take care of myself and figure out what it is I want to do. Have those conversations. True friends and family and people will understand, and they will respect and honor that. And if they don't, going back, do you really want people in your life like that? And the next time you catch yourself, like say someone asks you something, and the next time you catch yourself being like, oh, I don't want to, but you're like the words of saying yes, or you're just thinking about it, like, oh, I feel like I should do that. I feel like I have to do that. Stop yourself, take a few seconds to break, be like, just give me a second to think about it. And ask yourself why. Why am I feeling this way? What are you so afraid of? Is it afraid of hurting their feelings, afraid of being honest, afraid of them getting angry? And ask yourself, what do you have to lose for saying no and setting a boundary, respecting yourself? How can you expect others to respect you if you do not respect yourself and your own boundaries? Ooh, tough love on that one. But really though, right? And just bring awareness to your thoughts and your feelings in that moment. Is it worth it? Is it going to be worth it or not? Are you aligned to it or not? And just remember, live to please yourself, live for you. I have a little affirmation on my wall. Who are you living for? And this is gonna take time. Maybe you set a boundary once and then you kind of fall into a habit. That's okay. Become aware every single time someone asks you something. Even if it's something you really wanna do, get in the habit of being like, okay, give me like a minute or two just to think. Again, ask yourself, is this what I want? Am I aligned to this? Am I gonna feel excited? Or is this like, no, I feel resistance. No, I don't wanna do this. No, I don't, but I feel like I do, and I feel uncomfortable being honest and speaking my truth. Then again, you ask yourself why. What are you afraid of? What are you gonna lose, right? And eventually you'll get used to it. You're gonna be working on bettering yourself and setting the boundaries and respecting yourself so others can respect you too. And again, if they don't respect it, might need to set some more boundaries with them, right? All right, I hope this makes sense. I hope this brought a little bit of awareness to how to stop people pleasing and how to set boundaries with yourself and with others, because you deserve it. You do not need to please anybody else other than yourself. And it just takes time. It takes work. It's one little step at a time. One little thing, okay? I hope this makes sense. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the luck when it comes to working on the setting boundaries and people-pleasing tendencies. You're gonna get better, isn't that right? Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.